Shalom, call all y'all about Shin Yahusha. I just came across this video that I want to bring out a good, valuable lesson on. Talk about the future of Jerusalem, within the Hebrew is Jerusalem. And this video is talking about the future of it. But what these devils not doing is they're not going into the real future of it. They're going into this little false imagination that they don't came up with. And they trying to count out the scriptures. So I'm going to go into some scriptures. But before I go all the way into it, I'm going to read this in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 21. It says, "And say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land." Now, this haven't happened yet, and it's as they doing this countdown with all these different years. This ain't happened, so that only mean one thing: who over there right now? That those not the people that's meant to be over there. And when you look at the wars and stuff that's broken out all over the world and stuff like that, ain't nobody fight. You know how these heathens, they always, oh, go back to Africa, go back to Africa. We ain't from no fucking Africa. We from Jerusalem. We from Israel, Yasharala. And these devils know that. That's why they want to stay with us so bad. They trying to so-called rebuild the third temple, which the scriptures clearly say the Lord dwelling not in temples made with hands. So that so-called building they're trying to build, that's not the third temple. The third temple is talking about the Israelites being restored and being brought back into their land. And we'll read on some more in the book of Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 24. And that's another cut to show that those not the people either. It says, "And David, Dawadah," which is David's name in Hebrew, it said, "My servant shall be king over them, and they shall all have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob," which in the Hebrew is Yaquab, "my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children, and their children's children, forever. And my servant, Dawadah, shall be their prince forever." Just like the name of Israel is Prince of the Power. That's why I say Dawadah is going to be the prince, because he's going to be the king also, but up under Yahweh Shah, and Yahweh is going to be complete order. Now, once again, this hasn't happened yet. So that means these Amalekites that's over there, those not the real people that's supposed to be over there. That's why they call themselves Jewish, because they want to be like the tribe of Judah. But they'll never be like the tribe of Judah.
بقول لك مرة من المرات دخلت أتكفل بالإشي مدخل الشرطة في صورة للبلد القديم جوا حاطينها كبيرة هيك صورة قديمة بالبيت مبرزة. كل دور اليهود حاطينها موجودة جوا السور معلمينها بعلم إسرائيل، يعني كل دور بعلم إسرائيل. هلا كل الدور طلعت عليهم وضليتني أركز وين دورنا.
Now, do these look like the future rulers of the earth? It's a sick joke, man.
بالضبط بتيجي بالصورة. فركزت لهم كاتبين حاطين على إسرائيل بس كاتبين جنبها كله مش مكتوب جنبها إلا دور مكتوب جنبها ليل يرشد قلبوت. وبالفعل أنت حط الخارطة بالضبط بتاعت البلد القديمة وحط إصبعك على دور بتلاقيها نص بالضبط عدي.
And see, a lot of our people still to this day, they don't know this our land. Like, we just go amongst random people and bring up Jerusalem. They look at you like you fucking crazy, because they don't know, like, this is the land that the Most High set up for our forefathers for us to inherit. But since we went off as a punishment. But yeah, let me get the scripture real quick. All right, it's in the book of Isaiah, chapter 35. Start at verse 1 and just run through it. It says, let me go past this. I don't want to keep this on too long.
تحتينا لمعلوماتك نفق
Let's get to some main parts on how this place look to match up with this scripture. Now look how desolate this place is. When we get there, it's not going to look like that. It says, in chapter 35, verse 1, it says, the wilderness and a solitary place shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as a rose. Ain't no roses over there right now unless they flying them in. It says, it shall blossom abundantly and rejoice even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it, the excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord Yahweh and the excellency of our power. Say, strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance. Even Yahweh with the recompense. He will come and save you. And that's what's about to happen. That's why you see all this stuff happening around the world right now. Because, of course, people work, they do all this other stuff as time progresses. But ultimately, man, shit finna change on a high level. And you have older people be like, they were talking about that. And in the old days, they always say it was the end of the world. But hey, they weren't paying attention to the real signs. The real signs is evident now. And when they talk about the end of the world, it's not talking about the earth. It's talking about the end of Esau's world, these Edomites' world. Because right now, we dwelling in their world. All these cameras and shit every damn well. How they got technology linked and set up so they can monitor just about everything. The banking system. This is their world. They control the gold, the oil, the different lands. If they gotta have passports, social security cards. Hey, all that's about to change. It says, with a recompense, he will come and save you. It says, then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap, as in heart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. Once again, and none of this shit happened yet. As you look at this image right here of Jerusalem, over in Israel, it's complete desert. It says, and the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water, and the habitation of dragons, where each lake shall be grass, with reeds and rushes. And the highway shall there be in the way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those the wayfaring man. Though fools shall not err therein, no lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there. And hey, the redeemed damn sure ain't walking over there right now, because you got the Tel Aviv stuff, the little, what they call it, Pink City or whatever that shit is. Hey, the Most High ain't with that shit. What's gonna happen to that place? Anybody that's over there that may know these scriptures or hear these scriptures, hey, if the Lord ain't with you, get you up out of there. The same judgment is gonna come upon you, just like over on Babylon. That's why you got right now these other different skirmishes breaking out. These people trying to shoot missiles and shit on this area. Ultimately, what's gonna happen is you're gonna have Russia and Iran link up, and hey, that Iron Dome shit ain't gonna stop. Was what Russia got, that what they call it, the supersonic, hypersonic missile, whatever it's called. They can avoid and dodge any system. So when that time comes, the Lord gonna put a spirit on them to use it on this damn place. Now I'm gonna let this place alone. I'm gonna go into some more scriptures.
One particular area, which is the Old City and the area around the Old City. We're not a secret organisation. It's a very, very well-known, normal, regulated, non-profit organisation that's not hidden. From here, you get to see what we call the centre of the Jewish world, centre of Jewish life, history, heritage. Everything about our connection to Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, starts and has continued for 3,800 years from here. I like calling it the pumping station of the Jewish world. Jerusalem runs through not just our psyche, our part of our soul, but is in the veins and the blood of every single Jew, no matter where they are in the world. There's 225,000 Jews living in East Jerusalem today. Nobody is moving those 215,000. My parents were brought up in a very Zionist, traditional and religious home, and it was obvious that one day they...
And see, that's another false narrative right there. That 250,000 bullshit. They say Israel is like the sand of the sea. And you can't number the sand of the sea. So ain't no 250,000. The real Jews, which are the people of Judah, the tribe of Judah, is way more than 250,000. Nobody can know a number. Like, Yahweh can number. He knows exactly where everybody at. He knows where the remnant at and all that. So these devils, they keep coming out with this nonsense, man. But when you filter it through the scriptures, it make perfect sense.
come to Israel, which they did when they got married. In fact, I was in some ways started off my life here because I was conceived here in Israel. But at some point, my mum, who was pregnant, went back to Australia, and that's why our branch ended up in Australia. And 25 years ago, I basically returned home. My body may have been in Australia, but that's all. And Australia's a beautiful country. But it was never, I can't really refer to it as home. Home has always been here. 3,800 years ago. No. I came here 3,800 years ago. There is no difference between the host of Jews that have lived around the world and have tried to come back here. Every religious Jew and every traditional Jew that speaks about Jerusalem also believes that there will be the third temple. It's not something that we can actively do today because something else exists there that has to be respected. I'll say that again. But that doesn't stop a Jew from believing, dreaming, and even praying that one day God's house will be there, that third temple will be on the Temple Mount. Now,
See, when they talking about God's house, it's talking about the people. Because Jerusalem is a people before a place. Because the people make the place. When you go to certain locations, any city, any area, whatever, when you go to that area, you may see the landmarks and all the different stuff like that. But ultimately, you know that place like, oh, these people here, it's their place right here. Most people, they pay attention to that. Now, let me pull up this one scripture real quick. Let's see. Because they keep talking about this third temple over there. That's what they ultimately trying to do. They're trying to arrange this up and orchestrate this way. The Most High got them in the trick bag. They're reading the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 48. It says, "Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet." Now you read into it some more. It says, let me see, when we go to it. Let me read in verse 49. It says, "Heaven is my throne, the earth is my footstool. What kind of house will you build me? Saith the Lord Yahweh. Or where is my place of rest?" So, for them to say this to my, oh, this is God's house, this is Lord's house, you can't build the Most High no house. He created all this stuff. He created people that go out and go build stuff. So for them to say that's a real proud, dumb statement. It says, let me go look at this other scripture too real quick before I let this video play some more. Just for edification, because now it's in the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. It says, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the Spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you?" So technically, we the temple. That's why you see certain men rising up around the world, putting his word out. You see men on the highways and byways. You see men edifying, helping wake up the elect. That's the temple, not no damn building. And I'm gonna let this play some more, and I'm gonna get into another scripture.
We don't have the right atmosphere today, the right conditions for that, and that's why we're part of what's called the unfolding redemption process. Call it the Zionist dream, which is being realized. That's taking place here, and we're part of that. The same God that creates the world can decide to give this land to his people, the Jewish people, which in fact he did.
Which is incorrect, because he ain't say nothing about giving the land to no Jewish people. That's who he's gonna give the land to. Now I'm reading the book of Isaiah, chapter 60. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings of the brightness of thy rising." Now we're talking about the Gentiles. You got two meanings of the Gentiles. You got the Gentiles, which is who you see here. Then you got the Gentiles, this our people that don't know they're Israelites, that don't know they're from the tribe of Judah, or Benjamin, or Levi, or Gad, or Reuben, or Manasseh, or Simeon, or Naphtali, or Issachar, and none of the tribes. And they keeping the customs of these other nations. They will be called Gentiles too, because that's a double meaning word, just like how you got light, like turn on the light, and then you got light, as in lightweight. Now I'm going to read on some more. It says in verse 4, "Lift up thine eyes round about, and see. And they gather themselves together, and they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from afar, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee." And like how we pay taxes now and all this other bullshit, hey, that shit finna turn around and make a big 360. We ain't gonna be paying tribute to none of that. All they goods and all that stuff, they'll be bringing that to our people. And of course, it sound wild and outlandish right now, but hey, it's wild and outlandish right now that we even got to be up under these heathens. But verse 6, it says, "The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian, and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come, and they shall bring gold and incense, and they shall shoot forth all praises of the Lord Yahweh. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebiah shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with their acceptance on my altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as the cloud, and as the doves to their windows? So like it says, "Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish, first to bring thy sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord Yahweh." It says, "And to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, and they shall not be shut day or night." Now when you look at this stuff that's going over here now, they shut them gates. They got borders, all type of different stuff going on up there. So that's another solidification that those not the people that's going to be in that land. It says, "That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted." So hey, and for the people who always be talking about, "Oh, God is love," and all that, no, they don't read the word of who they call God. They don't read the word of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah and see what type of being created all this different stuff. When you read in verse 13, it says, "The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make that place of my feet glorious." Once again, it's like the scriptures say, heaven is my throne, earth is my footstool. That's why I say, I will make the place of my feet glorious. It said, "The sons of them that afflicted thee shall come, bending unto thee." Now, who afflicted who? It's plain as day. It said the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel, which the Zion is the Zion in the Hebrew. When you read in verse 15, it says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, thou shalt suck the breast of the kings. And I ain't talking about no silly junk for you sick people. It's talking about getting the goods and the spoils. It says, and thou shalt know that I, the Lord Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Yahweh. I say, for brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, which there ain't nothing but violence going on over there right now. It says, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy wall salvation, and thy gates praise. It says, the sun shall be no more light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but the Lord Yahweh shall be unto thee the everlasting light, and thy power, thy glory. It says, in verse 20, the sun shall no more go down, neither shall the moon withdraw itself, for the Lord Yahweh shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Now, once again, when you look at the state of our people, man, a lot of our people would be in mourning. And I get to see it a lot firsthand, too. People asking for change. People with no jobs. People with ailments, sick, missing limbs. People bugged out, they got demons on them. Running around talking to themselves. Just saying random shit out loud. People fiending for drugs and shit. That's mourning. That's a state of mourning. But the scriptures say, in the days of thy mourning shall be ended. So, hey, the Most High gonna take all that out of the way. It's like I said, it seems outlandish right now. But the men that's meant to see it, they gonna see it. And I'm gonna let this play some more, and I'm gonna go into some more scriptures. I don't wanna make this too long. So we'll get to these points.
This was desert. Remember, there was nothing outside the walls of the old city. So when I hear Arabs say talking about they've got a connection here for generations, no such thing. The only people that have connection here, the only people with sovereign rights here, are the Jewish people.
And see, that's wrong. Because the scriptures talk about Israel. They don't say nothing about no Jewish people. Yeah, let me go into this other scripture I was about to go to. You know, these devils got a lot to pay for it too, man. While I'm finding this lying and shit. And they know the truth too. As the saying goes, in order to tell a lie, you gotta know the truth. So they know the truth. They're just playing around. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. Say, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And only the synagogue of Satan give babies circumcision with their damn mouth. Now, I'm going to let this play some more.
There's never been an Arab state here at the capital of Jerusalem. There's never been a Palestinian state here. This talk about Palestine, I've never heard of anything more absurd.
The Philistines were mentioned in the Bible. The Palestinians who lived in Jericho 12,000 years ago knew how to cultivate the land.
And see, the Philistines and the Palestinians are two total different people. The Philistines go back to the line of Ham, the Hamites, which is actual Africans. That's why when you read about the story of David versus Goliath, when you look at a lot of them Hamites today, which is them Africans, niggas be like 7'8" and shit. So back then they was tall like that too, just in a more mightier stature because everything got downsized over time. But that's who those people were. They were dark-skinned people. There wasn't no Palestines. They like to twist up these words. How they talking about, oh, you talk about the Jewish people, you anti-Semitic, and the word not even Semitic, it's Shem, because you got Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And like I said, these devils know that shit, so they like to play these little games. Wait, but that truth coming out and them lies getting exposed.
In fact, we know this because they have stored wheat. even the sign says that it's a Canaanite tunnel, the one that leads from the Gihon Spring all the way to the pools down the road. I used to come with my maternal grandmother. Literally, she used to come and have basically her bath right here when we were young. And that's exactly where Jerusalem began. It began precisely because of this spring, the only spring in the region. In my maternal family, for example, who lived really literally up on this hill, they cultivated the land on the slopes of Mount Olives for many generations.
And see, all this stuff gonna disappear too, just so you know. Now, my battery getting low, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this off on this. It says in the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 14, it says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. For the people that always talking about, oh, you going to hell and all that. Hell is a condition. There's not no underground place with Satan poking people with a pitchfork and lighting matches on people and shit like that. That's not what it's talking about. That's why the scriptures say, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And that second death is talking about when they shoot off these nukes and that fire spread out. You ever see a nuke video and the fire spread out like water? That's the second death, because the first death was the flood when Noah was living. Now in verse 15 it says, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So hey, that's some serious shit. That ain't nothing lightweight to think about, even though people walk around like we ain't in them towns. Like, we in them towns. That's why you keep hearing about nukes in the media. Now you're in chapter 21, starting at verse 1, it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth will pass away, and there was no more sea. Which is going to happen when the earth gets shook up. It's going to move stuff in different locations. It says, and I, John, which in the Hebrew is Yachanan, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And the reason why it's going to be coming down from heaven, because it's going to be the elect. When you hear the song about the saints go marching in, oh, how I like to be of that number, that's what it's talking about, coming down from heaven, from out of the chariots, which they preparing to fight, because they know it's going to be a time when certain men get beamed up, and then they're going to come back down, and that's when the real war going to kick off. And it says in verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, not no building. It says with men, and he dwelleth with them, and they shall be his people. And Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power. And I'm going to read over some more just to get to the main point where I really want to get to and talk about how the land going to look. Because this land look desolate. When you look at this stuff, man, ain't no rulers over there. They don't even got no ruling class mentality for real. Now, you're in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, starting at verse 15. Let's see. Better yet, I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, no, so like I'm going to go up even farther. This is a vision Yachanan was having. And just for edification's sake, I've seen this exact vision myself, so I know this is real. It says verse 10, and he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and shewed me this great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from Yahweh, having the glory of Yahweh, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes, and of the children of Yasharallah. Now, where that's at now, you don't see none of this over there. It say on the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. It says, and he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof, and the city lieth 80, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed 12,000 furlongs. The length, the breadth, and the height of it are equal. And they got the exact measurements in here too also. It says, and he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, which the Lord does deal with numbers too. It says, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel, and the building of the wall of it was jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And I seen the exact same thing in a dream, man, in the vision the Lord put upon me. That's what really led me to reading and understanding this even more. Because the Lord put the Spirit on me, because I was doing all type of other stuff. I wasn't worrying about really getting to no scriptures like that. Then out of nowhere, it just hit me. So, hey, call all your how about Shane. I was trying to throw water for that. They even know the holy language anyway, because in school they don't teach us no Hebrew. They teach Spanish, Dutch, French, all type of other stuff. So you never hear a class about Hebrew. But anyway, it says in verse 18, and the building of the wall of it was jasper, and the city was pure gold like unto clear glass, and the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first fountain was jasper, the second sapphire, the third a chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th a chrysoprase, the 11th a jacinth, and the 12th a amethyst. It says, and the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of one pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, as it was transparent glass. Now, once again, when you look at this, for these people to be the real Jews, which they are not, this would be over here right now, what I just read. And Malak Dawadah, which is King David, would be ruling over there right now, which he is not. But hey, all that's still about to come to fruition, I should say, real soon. So call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Shalom to all the other apostles and elders and other teachers that really bring out the word. Because you have some false teachers and stuff too. They don't really go into detail of definitions and none of that. And but the ones that do, Shalom, Barakatah to you, and Shalom to the elect.